Hello everyone, I'm Zaire Price and I decided to do my final management research project on the efficiency of Ochsner Hospital through an observation. So first I want to start off with a little bit of background history of what Ochsner is. So Ochsner Health is a nonprofit American healthcare organization that offers many services which include surgical procedures, patient care checkups, treatment options, and many more procedures. It is founded by Dr. Alton Ochsner with the help of 4 other doctors. And as you can see to the picture to the right, Dr. Alton Ochsner is in the middle. But it was founded on January 2nd, 1942. This is a very vital time in history because this was during World War II, which was a very important time. There are currently 47 Ochsner hospitals and over 370 healthcare centers ranging from Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. However, most of these hospitals are currently in Louisiana. Ochsner Health cares for over 1.6 million people each year. And for this final project, I am focusing on Ochsner Medical Center West Bank. So Ochsner Medical Center West Bank campus is in New Orleans, Louisiana. In the spring of 2026, the hospital safety grade was an A, which means that there are fewer hospital infections, there are fewer problems in surgery, and there's also just effective leadership provided by the doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers that are working at this facility. There are 180 beds in this facility, serving for critically ill patients and also just patients who need to get checked up. There are over 500 board-certified people in this facility, and there are many nursing staff and other skilled allied health professionals, and plenty public health officials. The purpose of this observation is 1, to evaluate the efficiency of the patient check-in and the discharge process. So this is as soon as when the patient goes into the facility and as they leave out. A second purpose is to observe the workflow as patients arrive, also observing how there is communication between healthcare workers and the patient. The third purpose is to identify areas where there could be any type of improvement. So with this observation process, there are 6 key areas that I focused on. First, there's patient arrived, patient checks in, the patient waits in the waiting area, the nurse calls the patient sees the healthcare provider, and lastly, the patient is discharged. However, I'm not able to see the specific patient interaction with the healthcare provider. However, I did take note of it. So more specifically, with the description of observation method, I observed the patient check-in process for 2 hours on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 12 to 2 p.m. During these hours, I tracked how many patients arrived at the facility, what time they arrived, when they checked in, and had their names called, and how people were discharged. After finishing the 3-day observation, I calculated the average wait time, how long the longest wait time was, and also the shortest wait time. So here are some of my tables of the findings and observations. So on Monday, June 15th, from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., I observed 43 total patients that came in. The average wait time was 14.07 minutes, and the longest wait time was 24 minutes, while the shortest wait time was 7 minutes for Monday. On Wednesday, I noted 31 patients. The average wait time was 9.7 minutes, the longest wait time was 12 minutes, and the shortest wait time was only 7 minutes, just as the previous day on Monday. On Friday, this is when the observation gets a little bit more intense. There were 52 observed patients. The average wait time was 18.82 minutes, the longest wait time was 21 minutes, and the shortest wait time was 14 minutes. However, from all of these observations on these 3 days, the wait time does not seem to be that bad. Additional observations and implications. I noticed that there were welcoming healthcare workers. These workers had nice communications even with me, and I noted how they were interacting with other patients. However, I did see problems with the discharge process. Within this discharge process, there needs to be more healthcare workers to release the patients out, because there are many patients that are knocking on the door to be released, but there's no one on the other side to press the button so they can be released. So this results in them knocking pretty hard to be released, but there's no one there to actually open the door for them. Also, with implications, these hours to observe could favor the Ochsner facility. Since I was given only 2 hours each day, these hours could be favoring the facility. However, I am not entirely sure if these hours favor them, but I had to work with the data that I had to work with. Research supporting the findings. 1. Lower wait times are associated with higher patient satisfaction, while longer wait times are associated with lower satisfaction. Since this optional facility, the wait times were not that long, so patients have higher satisfaction and they might actually return for other healthcare visits. Loud noises pounding on the door can increase the level of fear and anxiety in hospitalized children, which in turn may affect the effectiveness of treatment. Additionally, through child development, if they're having an intense fear of hospitals and receiving care, this might stay with them as they grow up just from hearing these loud noises. The third, clear communication leads to improved perceived quality of healthcare. When there's clear communication between the healthcare workers and the patient, the trust begins to increase, and these patients might actually return more for their other healthcare visits, and they will perceive the quality of healthcare a lot better. Recommendations for improvement. While the wait times were not excessive, the discharge process could be improved. Increasing the number of healthcare workers available in the discharge area will help to create 1. A more efficient process, 2. It will reduce any delays that they're having in the facility, and it will improve the overall patient experience. Faith integration. Hospital workers honor God by caring for people compassionately and by applying the golden rule of treating others how you want to be treated. Workers also demonstrate the stewardship of God's creation as they use their knowledge and the equipment that they receive to provide care for everyone, no matter their religion, their race, their sexuality. No matter this, they're still providing service and care with love to these people. Having an efficient check-in process and discharge process improves the productivity in the facility while also demonstrating the Christian values such as respect, love, and hope. Personal faith and business were integrated since workers treated their patients, they served them, they worked to carry out good acts of service to these individuals that needed help. Overall, the process of being checked in to receive care was not long. With the increased wait time from Monday and Wednesday to Friday, I believe this was due to individuals wanting to be checked in before the weekend arrived. Nevertheless, these workers still treated their patients with respect and communicated efficiently with them. This facility reflects the Christian worldview as the nurses, the doctors, public health officials, other healthcare workers, they all help to serve the patients equally no matter the race, religion, or sexuality, as I have said before. Because in reality, we all are made in the image of God who are made to love one another. Ultimately, the wait times were reasonable and the only improvement should be with the discharge process. Here are my references, and I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation.